To review the tape, though, what did you are there things that you like better about the game overall?
Yeah, our breakouts, much better on our breakouts. We were able to stay in the D zone, to get out of the D zone quicker. We were more in sync. Our forward support was way better. The execution was way better. We were moving the puck on the tape, and then when there was nothing, we used the board, which is our last option, but we need to use it at times. So I think because of the way we were coming back to our D-zone coverage with the speed that we had or not giving much in neutral zone, we forced them to dump a lot of pucks. Our goalie was able to kill their forecheck quite a few times. But if not, we were breaking out way better than the other game.
Mikael Verdun has been named the AHL's Player of the Week. How impressive is that given the fact that he's bounced back after being pulled in Milwaukee and having some tough games there?
Well, we've seen him in last year. So the first few games of the season, he was playing as good as the team was playing. So we weren't able to win games, but we weren't playing really well in front of him. He did play some good games, but we were just average. Some games we should have won, but we didn't. He was really good. But what we know from him from last year and our experience with Birdie is he can be a difference maker. And at times he was during those last few games. In the last game he was really good, but the game before he was extremely good. And he tells us that he's a great prospect for the Winnipeg Jets. We knew it, but now the more he plays, the more he confirms what we think about his future.
How much does it help to have a guy, a prospect like him, a young goalie that seems to have quite a bit of mental clarity? Obviously, goaltender is a hard position, both physically and mentally.
Well, you know what? Confidence is a skill to me, and he's very confident. And what he does really well, he plays the puck really well. He's agile. He's quick. He's got quick legs, and he's got great hockey sense. But I think his biggest skill is he wants to be the difference maker, and he loves the spotlight. If you guys are going to speak to him, he's going to love this. There's more people. He's going to enjoy it like 100%. But that's a skill. He's willing to put that pressure on his shoulders and perform when the pressure is on his shoulders. So to me, what's going to make him a real good goalie in the future, it's because the more pressure he has, the better he's going to be, and that's a true skill. You want that type of player on your team.
Also, it's kind of a nightmare of a start to the season for you guys. What does it say about this group that you've been able to kind of bounce back and win 6 in a row here?
Well, I think we did a real good job, and I say we, but the players, we did a real good job at staying composed and staying focused on what needs to be done and not getting too low, and just focusing on the results. We did a good job at running our routes and staying focused on what needs to be done for the next game, living the moment. And like we've said that a few times, we weren't as bad as the record was saying, but we still, when you look at only the record, it doesn't look good. But what we did really well is stay focused and stay as positive as we could be with the good things that we were doing. So we wanted to bottle the things that we were doing right and keep that and just add on to our game step by step. But the main thing was stay positive and stay focused on what needs to be done, because we're playing good hockey. We just need that extra step in order to win games, and we did.
Offensively, you guys were kind of struggling at first. Lately, you guys have been doing much better, obviously. So are there just more pucks kind of getting lucky bounces for you guys, or did you guys make any changes, or what do you kind of think the reason for the big improvement has been offensively?
We've done some research in the summer about ozone plays and attacking the neutral zone, and we wanted to implement that earlier in the season, but because we weren't winning games and because we weren't defending extremely well, or like we are right now, we spent more time on the D side of the puck, but our plan was to move on to the offensive side faster than what we did, and we adjusted at some point. But to answer your question real quick, is we're activating our D a little bit more, but it's not, I don't want to say it's giving them the chance to be creative. We want them to be creative, but creative in an organized offensive game plan. and we've organized our plan offensively so they can activate, but they know when and they know when not to be activated. So if you have 5 guys that know where the puck is going and you know where the players are going to be on the ice, then you open up chances and you open up options to be creative, and that's what we've done recently.
And Harkins, just last one for me, sorry. Harkins is also taking a big step this year. So what have you kind of seen from him in his development?
Well, over the time, I mean, his first year, he was like in the happy to be here kind of, and it's true for all professionals or all pro athletes. The first stage is happy to be here, and the second step is, well, I really like it here. I want to stay here, and that creates for some players, it creates a sense of playing a little bit too safe. I think in Hark's case, he got used to the game, but he was drafted. To his credit, he was drafted as a center, and we played him as a winger for 2 years. And he knows those routes extremely well. He knows what it has to be done as a winger. But this year we put him back in the middle, and we gave him an opportunity. So sometimes the door gets open for you, and you take advantage of it or not. And he did. So this year, he's in the middle. He's playing with more offensive players, more minutes. He's taking advantage of those opportunities, but at the end of the day, what I know for sure is the time he spent in the gym and studying the game and spending time with the assistant coaches, learning what needs to be done at this level, his own investment in himself, that's the product we're seeing right now. We work with him, we did our part, but the main part was him still believing in himself, never giving up, and working extremely hard in practices and in the gym.
His point streak started the game after he got a 10-minute misconduct rate at the end. Was there anything to do with that, where maybe he wanted to prove himself after something like that, or are you going to want all your players to get
that something that you could think it might be related, but I don't think. You know what? I think the second game of the season he played in the middle in Texas, and he was by far. And I don't say that very often, but by far the best player on the ice. He was touching the puck every shift. He was dominating that game. He was the best player on the ice on both teams. And I think that gave him a sense where, okay, I belong here, and not only I belong, I can be a difference maker. I can be that player. I can make a difference game after game. So I think everything that he's done, he needed one of those games where he feels really good about himself, that gives him that foundation and that self-belief, I can be that guy. And I think since then he's just, he's been amazing for us.
Difference in Christian Veseline's approach since his first little struggle out of the gates?
You know what? All year he's been really good. That's a question I've been asked quite a bit, and he's been really, really good. We meet with the players individually on a daily basis, and his maturity level is way above average. When you talk to him and you ask him, what's your daily routine? How do you get ready for a hockey game? What do you do after a game? What do you do on the practice day? He knows exactly what needs to be done, and he knows himself. So he's done a lot of good things. When you look at Ves and the eye test, I call it the eye test, it's live during the games. When you look at him and you just focus on him, there's a lot of good things that he does, and he knows it, and we reinforce that with him. And recently he's been adding some points. I think his attitude has been amazing. He's a real mature person for being such a young guy. And he knows his routine, and that's a big step. Turning pro, that's one of the things I've learned over the 9 years with the Jets and the Moose, is the guys that know their routines and they have it established. They know what has to be done, what time to eat, what time to go to bed, what do you need to do in order to get physically and mentally ready to play a hockey game at this level and to perform. Once they know that and they can evaluate themselves properly. Another example is Kyle Connor. Back then, his first 10, 12 games with us weren't very good. But when I spoke to him after the games, he knew exactly why. So his self-evaluation was right. And in Ves's case, it's the same thing. He knows when he plays a good game. He knows when he makes a mistake. And he has his daily routine in place, and he's sticking to his plan. He's going to be fine. He's going to be a real good player.
Update on Seth Griffith, who left after the second period?
Yeah, that was scary. So he got the puck in the face, lost a few teeth, and some damage there. So he's not gonna be with us tomorrow, but he's gonna meet us at some point on the road. He's meeting with I believe the dentist or surgeon. I'm not sure today, but he's got some medical appointments today to fix that, and I guess he's gonna play with a cage. I called him after the game last night. I asked him how he was doing. He said, "Well, as fine as I could be at this moment, but 3 teeth out of his mouth, 1 shot, and we picked up 2 of them, and they put them back in. So that's crazy stuff. But he's a tough kid. He's a tough person. I mean, he came off the bench and he went in the clinic right away. So he should be on the road trip at some point. We think Toronto, but we're not sure yet.